Hi everyone, welcome to Joy As It Flies. I'm Teresa if you're new here, and I deal with the cooking on this side of the channel. So today I had a few things to get done. The first of these is making salted caramel, and I want to make some gifts for people, so salted caramel is always a favourite. I always make a wet caramel because I just find it's easier. There's never ever any problems with it, and I'm never then in the danger of wasting sugar in case it crystallizes or just turns out wrong. It's a good idea just to make sure that you use a little bit of water and a pastry brush just to brush down any crystals that might form on the side of the pan. And you just stir it at the beginning to make sure the sugar's dissolved, and then you don't touch it until you get the right color, and the bubbling will really slow down and you'll get a lovely deep color. At this point, you're going to add in your butter, give that a really good whisk to mix that in. You want to make sure you don't see any separation of the oil and the caramel, and then turn off the heat and add in the cream. Again, give that a really good mix to make sure it's all combined, and then you can add your salt in. I tend to do this with a heart measurement. It's however much I feel. I was making a really large batch, so I added quite a bit here, and then a little bit more just before I popped it into the jars. But as I said, this depends. And if you don't want it to be salted caramel, you can just leave the salt out and make it caramel. Leave the caramel to cool down slightly before you put it into clean jars, and then this will store for a few weeks in the fridge. My next project was some cookies, but I'd actually already made the dough for this the day before, and then they had gone into the freezer. So the beauty of this is that you can make a really big batch, pop them on a cookie sheet, put them into the freezer, and then you can take out what you need when you need it to cook. And just once they're completely frozen, you can pop them. Any that you don't bake, you can just put them into a bag and keep them in the freezer. And when I took those out of the oven, I just used a cookie cutter to make sure that the edges were the right shape. If they do spread a bit, this recipe, they don't, but just in case, that's a really good trick. And the last thing I needed to make were some chocolate brownies. So I've got some brown butter cooking, and when that has got to the right color, I added in some milk powder, gave that a good mix, and then that just brings out a more of a nutty flavor to the brown butter. And then added in some cocoa powder, and then put in some dark chocolate and just let that sit and melt while I made the rest of the brownies. So the key to getting that really lovely shiny top on the brownies is to really dissolve the sugar. So when you're mixing your eggs and your sugar, mix it until there are no grains of sugar in there. Once that granulated sugar or the brown sugar has been mixed in, I'm adding in some powdered sugar, and again mix that really well. And once that's all combined, you can add your chocolate and brown butter mixture in. And I also added in a little bit of vanilla extract, or actually I've used vanilla bean paste, but you can use vanilla extract or essence, though you do get a better flavour with the bean paste. And then, as I said, you add in the chocolate and brown butter mixture. And this will really then come together and thicken up. Once that's done, you can add your flour, salt, and the chocolate chips. If you feel that the mixture was still too warm, just wait until that cools down slightly, because you don't want all your chocolate chips to melt immediately. And adding the chocolate chips with the flour means that you're not going to be over mixing the batter. You just want to mix it until the flour is incorporated. Don't overmix. And then that just goes into a pan, which I've lined with grease-proof paper. Smooth it out, and then that goes into the oven. Let it cool in the pan, and then take it out and cut it. Make sure you wipe your knife down in between each cut, because these are so fudgy, otherwise it will make a mess. So I just cut these into squares, and then I had these fantastic, you can just see how lovely and fudgy that is. I had these lovely little bags to put them in, and I was able to do that. I put the cookies into bags, and then I had the jars of salted caramel as well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again next time. Please like and subscribe. It really helps our channel to grow. And have a great week. Bye.